When it comes time to select new porch planter pots, you might be a little taken aback at your options. Can we say pots are stylish these days? Color clearly is key, for one thing. The vessels even seem to be more sculptural nowadays, are just as important as the plants inside them, according to my next guest, Todd Moyer. He's here to help us combine the right planter with the right pot. So I imagine placement's important too, where you're putting these.
Yeah, definitely. You know, the one thing you want to do first off when you look at your home, you look at how it's shaped. Look at the plants around, and we don't want to necessarily completely match, but we definitely want to complement what's already there and not go completely outside and do something that doesn't look good.
So you're looking at your aesthetic style currently in your home. Are terracotta pots then a thing of the past?
I wouldn't say that. It's just most of the home styles now are changing to where that doesn't necessarily match, but you don't have to throw them away. You can actually just go and paint them a different color. And you know, if it's you have a more contemporary home, you can paint it black, paint it gray, and then it still has that nice clean look. It's just painted a different color.
That was the politician answer.
Yes, exactly.
Because I'm guessing you don't like the rust color as much these days.
Me personally, no.
Yeah.
And the same thing with rock. Like, I just don't like the reds. And we actually live in a desert, but it's not red rock here, so I'm more of the grays and
more modern style. So what are you seeing on the store shelves? Are there any emerging trends when it comes to the pots?
So what I'm really liking right now is where they're mixing multiple materials. So I like when they take wood and mix it with some concrete, or they take wood and put it with some metal, and just getting the different textures that tie in multiple things together. I just think that's really, really pretty.
I feel like I've been seeing a lot of white, which kind of appeals to me. I think it offsets the color of the blooms really nicely. What's your take on white?
Yes, definitely. And it just shines that color, like you said. I mean, so well. And same thing with black. You know, blacks and white definitely will make the flowers pop. So.
Well, you've brought some gorgeous plants and pots, gorgeous combinations combined. So talk us through the design style behind it and why it works where it would work.
Yeah, so I mean, with like these taller ones, one of the things that people have a hard time finding is something large. You know, it's if they have a huge front entryway and they sit there with this little squatty you know, pot.
Doesn't work. You gotta fill the space.
Yeah, so basically what we try and do is make sure that the plants that we're putting in give it some height as well, so we're not putting something in there that doesn't match with its actual style as well. So we take, you know, some draping plants. We use the typical, you know, recipe, doing the spiller, thriller, filler, and making sure that we get all of those aspects into the pot, and then color choice as well. You know, we don't always, like, if there's blue tones in it, we try and either complement that, or if there's the grays, we make sure we have something that complements that gray color.
I like how this one's going long. Could you combine two shapes for kind of that substantial presence you were
Definitely,
describing?
and especially when some entries, you know, will have a wall in their entry, and so you can set that by the side and then flank both of the both sides of that long plant, and that way you get multiple features to it and gives it height and the lower dimension.
So I was thinking exterior front porch. You're kind of referencing these as houseplants too.
You could do both. I just mean some of the homes, you know, in your entry will have kind
outside
of a wall.
When you walk in. Gotcha,
yes,
gotcha.
exactly.
Maybe I'm overthinking it, but I'm looking at kind of the splattered texture here on the pot, and I'm seeing kind of the ridged edging of the leaves. Does that make a difference, the texture play between pot and plants?
Definitely. I think we try with all things to get multiple textures in there, and like I said, as long as they complement each other, we go with it. And obviously there's no wrong that you can do. It's going to be your personal taste and preference. But if you do, you know, want to look a little better than your neighbor, you know, jump on Pinterest. There's always going to be good pictures there.
Move over,
we
Joseph.
have our style, definitely, but there's tons of information out there on how to do it.
Putting you on the spot, I'm sorry. What is this jagged edge guy? Do you know?
Yeah, so those are, now you're making,
I know,
you put me on the spot,
I know,
dang
I set it up, We'll list it on our website, how about that?
Yes,
I think that's really cool. I think it adds kind of a cool shape and a cool...
Coleus, I got it.
There it is, never letting us down. Okay, scooting over, I'll move back. Tell us about this arrangement.
Yeah, so this one, you know, you don't have to just do your annuals. You can definitely mix different things in there. And so this one right here specifically, you know, we did some yucca, and then we have, there's some sedums in there. And so we mixed that, and that's something that'll stay in there year round. These don't grow real fast. And so that's something that you could keep for a couple of years and not have to throw it away.
Kind of looks earthy, kind of plays off the wood tones.
And so if you have more of a xeriscape desert look in your house, style-wise, and then the landscape as well, tie that in by doing the planter the same thing. Sometimes people will get a little overboard and then it doesn't match, you know, so they go and take some pretty tropical flowers and put it next to their xeriscape yard, and it just doesn't match. And so we try and make sure that we're complementing what's already existing there and look at the whole thing as a whole rather than just doing what we think looks good.
I'm no gardening guru, but
Yes.
this is new to my eyes, these kind of peg legs, the mid-century modern style.
That's where I was talking about.
That's
like, I love how
cool.
they combine the different things to it, and so then it raises it up off the ground, gives it a little element to it there.
I get it. I like it.
And they're really pretty. I think they're really cool. And this could be done indoor or outdoor.
I really like that.
Yeah.
Kind of deviating from our topic just for a minute, because this is sort of a show stealer. What is happening right here? What is this?
This is why I brought this. You know, I wanted you to talk about it.
My
This is
gosh,
one of my
this is
favorite things.
amazing.
Yeah. So this is actually a tree that they've trained into an umbrella.
What?
And it's a hornbeam, and so you need a little bit of maintenance, but these things are just phenomenal. You put it in your backyard. We at Shade like the shade, so we brought this to kind of represent that, but just really cool.
Is incredible.
Yeah, definitely a European style.
This is like the outdoor statement piece of summer. I mean, we were kind of during the commercial break, we were talking about all of the design possibilities, like a table around it or a deck around it. This would be something you could really design around.
And with it being so hot right now, like, it's just, you know, you got to find ways to tie in your own personality into your landscape, and this is definitely one that can do it.
Like,
and
it's real?
definitely a conversation piece.
It's real. It's totally real.
It's a real tree. Yes.
All right, you sell those at Shade?
Yep, we do.
Oh, amazing. That is amazing. All right, over my right shoulder, tell us what's happening here and why it works.
Yeah, so if we're talking about the gray planter over here, that's actually just all perennials again. So we have something that's going to come back every year. To me, I personally like perennials. I'm not a huge annual guy. I hate throwing away money personally. So if you're the same as me, these are good options. And obviously, with any planter that you do, look at the plant tag, and then you can base your planting around, you know, how wide something gets, how tall it gets, and make sure that you're checking those things out before you plant.
And here's proof in your words, kind of a cooler toned vessel with the yellow poking through, and then you played up those yellow-green tones in the complementing arrangement.
And then it just helps pull all that out.
Love it.
And just a quick tip for people with the bigger planters, ways to get that to where you can actually move it around and not have to hire a company to come and lift it and move it. What we're doing right now, you know, everybody's buying stuff online. They have packaging peanuts and all of that extra stuff. Chuck that in the bottom of the pot, fill it all the way up, and then fill the top with soil so that thing is light. So this
that's
right
genius.
here, I mean, I can lift this up pretty dang easy.
Oh, because underneath it, and that's not you just showing off those guns.
If that was just soil, no way.
Yeah,
you know? So just quick little tip there for you guys.
I love it. All right, tell us where your inspirational store is located.
So we are on 435 South and Geneva Road in Orem, and you got to come down. We had a night market last night that was amazing. It's a fun thing. We'll be doing it again in August, so everybody check out for that. Find us on Instagram. Our website's just shadehomeandgarden.com, and definitely come check us out. You guys will love it.
We sure appreciate the concept behind your brand, blending those gardening, practical, hand and soil tips with the pretty, right?
Yes,
with the aesthetic. So thank you for sharing today. We appreciate it.